Welcome to the Uncle Jay podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Jay. Here we'll dive into world news, sports, entertainment, and everything that's important. It's been a while since I've had a episode. I just wanted to let people know that, I was dealing with some personal issues and some health things and starting to feel a little bit better. So I'm back. Not sure what, kind of format I'm going to be doing. I want to maybe do something nightly. Where I come on for, hour or so and discuss the day's topics. Today I wanted to come on and specifically talk about what's going on in LA with, the quote unquote riots. Everything that I've seen is showing me peaceful protesting that we have a right to do here in this country. If anybody can hear music in the background, just let me know and I'll turn it off. But I got on the background noise cancellation setting. So I should, hey, what's up, Sheed? So you shouldn't hear any music, but if you do, let me know and I'll turn it off. I wanted to come on and discuss what's been going on in LA. I'm not a big Trump fan. I know there's a lot of people out there who love Trump. That's their guy. They may not be MAGA, but they're for Trump. Or they may be MAGA, whatever the case may be. I'm a little different. I'm a little conservative on some issues. I'm liberal on others. I won't get into all of that, though, because that's not what tonight's episode is about. I just felt like I should come on and, kind of give my 2 cents. I'm no one special, but, I follow what's going on and I feel for what these folks are going through. Because let's be real, a lot of these immigrants that are here illegally, I get it, they're here illegally, they didn't come legally, people don't want people here illegally, but that is what the fabric of this country was built on, immigration. They come here, they pay billions of dollars in taxes, they're not able to collect Social Security, some of them can't get health insurance, but they do pay taxes, and they pay lots and lots of money in taxes. And so, they're the ones who pick our fruits and our vegetables. They're the ones who build our homes. And, this whole attack on these folks is just ridiculous. And I don't understand why they chose to go after the Latino folks when there's Europeans that are here illegally, there's Russians that are here illegally, there's all kinds of other folks that are here illegally, but it seems like they're only wanting to focus on the Latino community, and I just don't understand why. I mean, I think I know why, but I'm not going to say because I don't want to be decisive. I would hope that that's not the reason why, but we all know why they are doing what they're doing. As you can see, I have my Italian flag in the background, but I'm as American as you can be. I was born and raised in this country. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I feel like everybody has a right to protest as long as they're doing it non-violently, and that is our right. And for this guy to send our own military out against our own citizens, I don't think that something's been done like that since the federalization of our troops. I think back in 1965 was the last time it was done. I got some stats here that I pulled up. He activated Title 10 to deploy 2,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines to LA without California's consent. Now, it's funny because MAGA always wants to scream state right, leave it up to the states. It's the states this and the states that. So why not in this case? Why not let Governor Newsom and Mayor Bass handle their business in their state? And, if they need the help, they'll call for it. For him to just do this, it seems to be like it's just for show. Like he wants to distract us from, the bigger picture, which I believe is the fact that Pat Bondi and the FBI, Kash Patel, And I forget the other guy's name, Danny Bararo or whatever his name is in the FBI. He's the guy under Cash Patel. They still haven't released the Epstein files or the videos, and I wonder why. I mean, let's be real. They campaigned on releasing these files. They promised that they were going to release them. Now you got Cash Patel going on Joe Rogan saying that they're not going to release certain information because they don't want to re-victimize women, blah, blah, blah. And we know why they're not releasing it. You know, I'm not, you know, we won't get into it, but they know why they're not releasing it. We know why they're not releasing it. And I think that this is just a big old distraction from the fact that, you know, they're not releasing the information that they promised to release. And they're hoping people will forget about it and be consumed about what they're seeing every night on their TV. And I've seen peaceful protesting. I've been watching MSNBC. I've even gone to Fox every now and again. And of course, on Fox, they show stuff that's not real. It's all fake, bro. AI videos and such and pictures that are, it's all fake pictures. I've been watching it almost every day. And I've seen nothing that would warrant that this isn't a peaceful protesting. So I don't know what, you know, they're saying with the rioting and such. I haven't seen any of that. I've just seen peaceful people protesting peacefully. And so, you know, it is what it is. You know, so if there's anybody out there that's watching, you know, if you got something you want to say, shoot me a comment and we can discuss it. But, you know, my thing is let the states handle it, man. It is Governor Newsom. He was elected as the governor. Mayor Bass was elected as the Bass. Let them handle their business. You know, Trump don't need to be getting involved, and he damn sure enough doesn't need to be sending U.S. troops to go in and handle citizens. I mean, that's not what the troops are supposed to do. They give an oath to the Constitution, not to a president or, you know, any one particular leader. So, you know, I don't know what else, you know, can be done. I mean, I know immigration is a big thing and people are, you know, all over it. It's a big hot button issue. But, you know, what can be done at this point, man? They're here. You're not going to be, if you get rid of these folks, you're going to destroy the economy. You already see it. Homes not being built in Florida. That is going to have a devastating impact on Florida's economy. You know, Trump's, you know, the ban on people coming from other countries, you know, a majority Islamic countries, which strikes me odd, seeing that he just received a $400 million plane luxury jet from Qatar. And then a few weeks later, he puts this ban on predominantly Islamic countries. But what do you think this is doing to our tourism? People aren't going to come here and spend their money. They don't want to come to a country where, you know, this guy is doing the type of stuff that he's doing. I mean, and it's a small amount of people in this country that are wanting this. I mean, people who have a half a brain cell know that this is totally out of line and this isn't what America is about. You know what I mean? We are about the American dream, you know, coming here, working hard and building a life for your family, having a nice home. And let's be real. These folks aren't taking jobs away from Americans. These are jobs regular Americans refuse to do and don't want to do. No one wants to be in a strawberry field or apple field and picking, you know, fruit in, you know, 100-degree weather and 90-degree weather, vegetables. No one wants to be cleaning up hotel rooms. You know, no one wants to be working, you know, in construction, getting shit paid, because best believe a lot of these illegals, they get what they get. And it's not what Americans expect to get. And that's the whole reason why they're needed, because these companies don't want to pay a fair wage. So they rather pay illegals because they can give them pennies on the dollar, whereas, you know, Americans want $15 an hour to work at McDonald's. Now, I'm not saying that that's wrong. I mean, everybody should get a dignified, you know, amount of money for their time and their work. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say about it, man. It's just sad to see what's happening. You know, 49 years old, I never thought in a million years that I would see U.S. troops on the ground in this country being put against U.S. citizens. That's something that I never thought I would see in my lifetime, and I'm seeing it. You know, Los Angeles right now, 6:39 p.m. You know, they're there, 700 Marines. They've got the National Guard, and I mean, this guy doesn't even send these guys with any kind of you know, food or anything. They've got nowhere to sleep. They're sleeping inside of buildings on the floor on top of each other. It's disgusting, man. And so, like I said, I've got 33 people viewing. If there's anything that you guys want to say, or you guys got any kind of comments, you know, throw them in the comment section. Hey, if anybody wants to come on live and have this discussion with me, shoot me your email and I'll send you an invitation and you can come on and you can give me your point of view. I would love to hear what some of you think about it. If you're for it, if you're against it, if you feel like I feel, or if you feel differently. I mean, we're not ever going to change anything unless we're able to have a serious conversation without all the hate and the bigotry and the bullshit, because, you know, that's what it's about. It's about finding common ground. And if we can't do that, we're never going to get ahead. It's just going to be this. It's going to be what this is for the next 3 years. And hopefully, you know, when the time comes, this dude leaves peacefully and we can move on and to whatever the people choose, whether it's a Democratic president or a Republican president after this guy. You know, you know, that's what it is. But me personally, I don't think he's going to leave. I think he's going to try to stay. I think he's dug in. I think he's got all the yes men. He's got all the cronies that he's need. He's got everybody in place this time around. And I don't think he's going to leave. I think it's going to be hard to get him to go. He's not following any of the, you know, any of the judges, you know, with all the judges that have, you know, that they've gone, you know, the judges have said, hey, you can't do this. You can't deport U.S. citizens, bring them back. He's just not listening to anyone. He's doing whatever the hell he wants, and there's no one to put him in check. You know, I think one of the big things is that we've got to get out and we've got to make sure that we, you know, come 2026, that we get some power, the Democrats, and you know, we get back into the majority, because, you know, we're not going to be able to change anything as long as the Republicans are in office. I mean, Mike Johnson is a speaker. Mike Johnson is a friggin' joke. You know, and so are all the rest of them. They're all, I mean, there's a handful of Republicans who have come out against them, but you know, you need them all, man. And I don't know what the Democrats are doing. They're just sitting on their ass. They're not doing anything. You know, I'm sick of the when they go low, we go high shit, because that doesn't work. I mean, sometimes you got to get in the mud with the pigs and you got to get dirty. You know what I mean? If you're gonna make any changes. So, you know, I you know, I don't know what else to think about it. I'm disgusted. You know, I know that. You know, the veterans are disgusted. I've seen a lot of them, you know, posting things on Twitter and Facebook. I know that they're fed up. That, you know, a lot of them want to stand up and they want to, you know, have the, you know, military, the current military, remember that their oath is to the Constitution and not to a strongman and not to a president or any one, you know, person. And, you know, it's sad to see that these guys are not willing to go against these unlawful orders, because let's be real, these are unlawful orders. These aren't lawful orders. These guys are being sent down there against U.S. citizens, and it's against the law, man. And like I said, Trump is not listening to the judges. He's doing it his way, and there's no one to put him in check. And so I don't know what else to think at this point. But I felt like I had to come on and say something, because what I'm seeing is just disgusting. Again, I'll say it, it's disgusting. I mean, the dude has got problems, man. He's racking in billions of dollars through, you know, Bitcoin, and you know, he's got people giving him money illegally through other forms of stuff. It's just insane, man. I never thought, like, I thought after his first presidency, we would have been done with him. But for him to get in a second time, me personally, I don't know how he won all 7 swing states and the popular vote. I mean, no Republican has ever done that in my lifetime. Thank you, brother. I appreciate all your help. Have a good night. Just saying bye to my nephew, Jamie. He come and helped me get my new camera set up and get some other things going. You know, kind of helping me with this rebrand and stuff. But like I said, I was going to wait for a couple more days and be a little bit more prepared. But I just have been so disgusted by what I'm seeing. I just felt like I had to come on and vent, and just, if not, just to get it off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's insane. You know, again, I always say I'm a father of 4 daughters and 2 granddaughters. And, you know, I just want them to live in a world where they're able to decide what they can do with their bodies, you know, who they can love. You know, I have a daughter who's LGBTQ community. I want her to be able to feel comfortable with, you know, who she loves and not have to worry about, you know, what someone's going to say or do. And I mean, we're headed into a very scary place in this country where, you know, now you got to worry about if when your kids leave the house, you got to worry about if they're going to come home because of who they love or because of, you know, what color they are. And it's, you know, I don't know, man. It's just disturbing, man. And it breaks my heart to see, you know, that this is where we're at in this country. You know, this isn't us. This isn't what we stand for. You know, other countries look to us to be the beacon of hope, and, you know, we're letting them down. And you know, we are a laughing stock. We're a joke now. And people say, oh, we're strong. Trump makes us strong. And no, he doesn't. He makes us look weak, man. And believe me, they know that he's weak, and they know that he's easily tempted and that he can be bought and paid for. And, you know, I might get in trouble for saying all of this shit, but I don't care anymore, because if we don't say it and we don't start, you know, really getting involved and doing something about it, man, we're going to lose our country, and we're going to lose democracy, and we're going to be, you know, living in a fucking dictatorship and authoritarianism and fascism and all that shit. And that's where we're going to be. And that's not what I want for myself, my kids, and my fellow citizens. You know what I mean? You know, so I know Sheed was in here. I don't know if he's still in here. He's a military guy. What do you think about, you know, the military being sent in against U.S. citizens? I mean, if there's any veterans out there watching, send me some comments. Let me know how you feel about it. Do you think it's something that should be done? Do you think it's, you know, something that's shouldn't be done or should be done? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Me personally, I don't think, you know, we should be having our military going up against our own citizens. Like, we have law enforcement, and I'm sure that California has a big enough law enforcement to handle whatever this little, you know, protest or whatever this is. Even if it was out of hand, we didn't see anybody coming in for the Floyd, you know, the Floyd stuff that was going on in Minnesota. I mean, we didn't need Marines and all that to come in. They handled it pretty well, you know, their local law enforcement. So I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts? You know, I got 52 people watching. Shoot me a comment. Say something. You know, let me know if I'm just rambling on and I should just end it and go to bed, or if what I'm saying is resonating with you all as well. Because I'm just like baffled that this could even be going on. And you know, it's painful to watch. You know, I just don't get it. You know, then you got this whole P. Diddy thing going on, and that's kind of under the radar because of this madness, when we should be really, you know, focusing on, you know, the victims about that and what's going on with that. And, you know, the dude's already talking about if he's convicted, he's going to look at it and he'll pardon him. I mean, well, what does that say about his character if he's willing to pardon a guy that we know has been doing, you know, shady, shisty shit for decades, bro? Like, this is no secret. Everybody's known that this shit has been going on with P. Diddy, or, you know, Sean Combs, Puffy, whatever you want to label him as or call him as. But we've known that this has been going on for decades, man. This is no secret. It's like, you know, what are we doing here? I want to see the Epstein files. I mean, who else wants to see? I mean, they promised they were going to release them shits. Why haven't they released them? I know why they haven't released them. I'm sure you know why they haven't released them. But, you know, let's get them. I mean, so it's all a big joke, man. And I'm just sick of it. And to think that we've got another 3 years of this, man, another 3.5 years or whatever it is. And then, you know, and then, like I said, I don't think he's going to leave. I mean, I think he's got the right people. He's got the right people in charge, in the places that need to be in place. And he's just going to fucking do what he wants to do, bro. This is going to be a big mess, man. This is going to turn out to be one of the worst things that we're going to be ever known for. Like, when the history books look back on this, bro, they're going to shake their heads because, what do you say? You need to join the podcast. Oh, this is Sheed. Hey, thanks, Sheed. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man, let me know. Let me know what you think. Like I said, comments are open. You want to come on and debate it and talk and give me your 2 cents or your views, shoot me an email and I'll send you an invite. Like I said, this was just a spur of the moment thing that last night I was laying down watching this crap unfold. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to get back to it. I wanted to wait a few more days to get everything a little bit more polished. Yeah, it is a controversial topic. Like I said at the beginning, man, you may be MAGA, you may not be a Trump guy, you may be, what you are, but, we all should be able to have a grown-up conversation about what's going on. I mean, if not anything, so that we can move forward at some point, because if we can't conversate like grown-ups, and just, I mean, Twitter has become a toxic environment where you can't say anything without people attacking you. It's like, when did we get to be a country where we couldn't even have a conversation? We can't even conversate with people about anything because, if you don't adhere to what they believe or how they view things, they automatically attack you and they go after you. Like, whatever happened to the day where people could communicate like adults and have different opinions and be able to find common ground? Like, whatever happened to that America? Like, what happened to the America that we were when Barack Obama was president? We didn't have all this hate and all this craziness going on. People were happy, things were good. And now it's just, we've gone from being a civilized country to a hateful country. I don't even say make America great again, because it's really make America hate again. And that's what it is. I mean, it is outrageous. I don't get it. And when did we become a society where we care so much about who someone else loves? Who gives a damn who another person loves, man? Focus on who you love. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. I got kids in the school system, and ain't none of them ever came home and said their teacher is trying to turn them to trans or gay or any of that shit, man. I've never did no drag shows in any of my schools or anything, and I live in a blue state. I live in one of the bluest states in all of America, the state of New York, Buffalo, New York. And so I don't know if it's bullshit, if it's true, if a lot of it is just, hyperbole to get people all riled up. But my daughters have never come home from school and told me about any kind of, they're trying to turn me gay or they're trying to teach me trans, this or that. It's been nothing like that. It's the most things that my kids come home and tell me is that they're being bullied, by boys or other girls or whatever, because of, their personal, interests and things like that. And so it's like, I mean, it's bullshit. I don't know what else to say about it. I didn't want to go and be on here on a big long rant. I've gone for 23 minutes. No one's really interacting with me, although I do have, 58 viewers. No one's kind of jumping in with the conversation with me. And so, I don't know how much longer I'll be going for, because I pretty much said all I had to say. I'm disturbed. I'm disappointed. I'm ashamed. And, something has got to change, man. And I don't know what that change is going to be. But, where are the Malcolm X's? Where are the Martin Luther Kings? Where are the folks who stand up to this tyranny and this, they're not out there anymore. I don't know what else to say. I mean, the Democrats are, they've got their faults. The Republicans have their faults, but there ain't nobody out there that is fighting for the, us all. You know what I mean? And let's be real, man. This is a country for the rich. Like they have totally, forgotten about the middle class and the poor. It's all about the rich folk. And then you got this little bullshit going on between Elon Musk and Trump, which I think is all fabricated bullshit. Just another way to, distract you from what's really going on. Because let's be real, Elon Musk knows where all the bodies are buried. And, listen, the election, I'm not a conspiracy guy. I'm not going to sit here and be an election denier. But what I will say is this, is that with the amount of Democrats that were registered for this past election, it was a record-breaking number, okay? It was predicted to be a close race with Kamala Harris winning a close race. And for this dude to just come in and win all 7 swing states and the popular vote, something a Republican candidate has never done, miss me with the bullshit, bro. You know, so I'm not going to sit here and say they stole the election, because I don't want to turn this into some kind of conspiracy type, thing. But let's be real, man. They were too greedy. You know what I mean? They were too greedy. And that's all I'll say on that. So he got what he wanted. He's in there. I've seen some reports now saying that, they should have asked for recounts because things are coming up funky now with, Starlink and whatever. So, the information is out there. You can go look it up for yourself. Hey, what's up, Mark? Thanks for tuning in, brother. What does he say? He says, I feel bad, don't have much to add and mix it up with you, but I'm glad you're back on the air. Thank you, brother. I'm glad to be back, man. I missed it. It was therapeutical doing it. It gives me an opportunity to socialize. I got some health issues, so I'm not able to get out and about and do a lot of socializing and mixing it up with folks and, the bar scene and all that. So I'm kind of, to home with family. And so, I enjoy doing this. It gave me an opportunity to, socialize with folks. That's what it started out to be. But now it's now I feel like something needs to be done. We all need to have our voice heard. You know what I mean? I know Sheed has got a podcast now. It doesn't always have to be about one topic. You know what I mean? Like I said, I like to talk about world news, politics, sports, entertainment, all of it. You know what I mean? And so I think now is the time where we have to stand up and we've got to fight, for our country. And like I said, some of you people are with Trump, some of you aren't, and some of you are kind of stuck in the middle, don't know where to be. But I would advise people to research. Don't be quick to just get your information from Fox News or, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook. Really go out and friggin' research your shit. Don't be quick to just take what someone else says and run with it, because it's not always the case, man. They have set these social media sites up to distract us and to confuse us and to pit us against each other, because as long as we're fighting with each other, we don't know what the hell they're doing fiscally and how they're, stealing our tax dollars. I mean, this tax break that Trump's about to give these people, it's gonna devastate this country for years and years and years, and they want to make it permanently. It's insane that we continuously fall for this. Every time a Republican is in office, it's all about give the rich tax breaks, it'll trickle down. It's bullshit. It's never happened. Reaganomics is bullshit. The trickle down effect is bullshit. It never worked. It never will work. It's just their way of getting us to eat their shit so that they can steal all the resources and keep everything from themselves. And believe me, if you think you're doing good because you got a nice little house and you got whatever, and it could be gone in a blink of an eye. You can get into a car accident and be out of commission for 8 months and lose everything. Believe me, I know. You know what I'm saying? If anybody knows, I know. That's the situation I find myself in. You know what I mean? And so, hop on Mob Files and we can talk politics. What's Mob Files, She? I don't even know what that is, brother. But like I said, you're always welcome to come on here, man. If you want, shoot me an email. I'm gonna kind of stick to my to my platform and try to grow my platform and try to do something with my voice through my platform. But I'll check out Mob Files. I've never heard of it, so send me the information through a DM, and I'll get with you on that. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying, man. I just wanted to come on here and do a little quick show. I'm approaching the half an hour mark. I think I'll wrap it up there. I mean, I've got a few viewers. I would have hoped that they would have engaged a little bit more, and I could have maybe have brought in somebody up who could have maybe added to the conversation. But again, I'm going to be doing something I don't know if I'm gonna do a nightly show. I'm thinking about maybe doing, maybe an hour and a half every night at nighttime, between 9 and say 12, sort of like, kind of like a radio show type vibe where I just come on and, if I can find some guests to come on and shit and we can shoot the shit, I'll do that. But if it's just me coming on, telling you how I feel about today's events or what's going on or things that, I'm seeing and such, that's what I'll do. I'm working on some things where I can play some music, and so maybe I'll do like some things where, we can have some music, people can request songs and such, and we'll have like a little radio type thing. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm still working on it with my nephew. But tonight was just, me needing to get on here and just get some stuff off my chest and vent a bit and let people know that I'm still here and I know it's been a minute. And, explain why it's been a minute and that I'm still here and I'm not going anywhere, and for them to hang in with me. And again, I thank everybody for sticking around. I didn't really lose very many subscribers. I had 731. I think I'm down to 728. So I didn't really lose that many for being out of the loop for a while. But again, like I said, I'm feeling a little bit better now. And so I feel better enough to where I can come on here and do something. So I'm going to try to set something up for tomorrow. If so, I will reach out to everyone and let you know through all my social media platforms and keep you posted. But yeah, be on the lookout for some content coming. We're going to be doing something real good here soon. I'm working on some things, and I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy it and come on and be with me and hang out. And I'd like to get more people involved in the comments. And like I said, if there's any time, someone wants to come on and they want to talk about something, they want to get some shit off their chest and they want to vent, DM me at any one of my social media outlets and platforms and just, talk to me about it. And I get your information and I will gladly bring on anybody and let them talk about whatever they want to talk about. Hey, what's up, baby girl? My daughter just jumped on and said hi. How you doing? I know I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna get going. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in. I appreciate everyone sticking with me. And again, this wasn't planned. It was just me coming on, venting. Things will be better on down the line. And again, thank you all for tuning in, and be looking for some new content, and I'll keep you posted. Good night. Bless everyone.
This, a reintroduction, conceive this, a whole new genre to breathe with, reproduce, so smooth on the mic and the light, my own moves, give it life, right from my own view, words mature and then grow groove, I'm a soul improved, work on me, wake up in the morning just to work on the beat, so intuitive, that's how I gotta be, when I'm in tune with the room and the God in me, it's true, never lose that, I never come through with a loose rap, tighten up, time to enlighten them, striking like lightning and hope I don't frighten them. Recited for you to get you excited and hype. Move with the rhythm tonight, beautiful type. Women in my inhibitions, I'll move to the side. Music's my only religion, surrounding myself with only musicians. Only the best, solely uplifting. With this combination, my music is infinite. Ideal situations, stimulate them. Wanna inspire and motivate them. My goal is take them to a higher level, let the pain escape them. It's euphoric, are you for it? I promise I know you have a use for it, so let's use it. Get into it, no matter what we call it, it's soul music.
Thanks for tuning in to the Uncle J podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and catch us next time. This is Uncle J signing off. Stay blessed and always go Bills.